Hey everyone, I'm Tsunani. Welcome to my new video. Arrtx sent me this new watercolor sketchbook to test it out, and I'm really curious how good it is and how much I like it. This sketchbook has a very cute design. 100% cotton paper. It is cold pressed, highly absorbent, color lifting. We will test this all out. We have a square format here. It's a watercolor sketchbook. And here you have a little bag. I never have seen something like this on the front cover except for this little sketchbook here from the same series. I tested this out before, but not with watercolors. And it has also this little bag here in the front. Let's see. It is this binding all of the Arrtx sketchbooks have. They have also other sketchbooks, mixed media sketchbooks. This one, for example, I'm using it right now for my everyday sketchbook, and it has a bag on the inside and I'm using it. And it has this binding that you can open it flat to draw, but for the first pages it's hard to draw on the left page. Okay, this is special because of the binding. It's glued here and you can rip out the pages if you like. This is different, I hope. Here the first page is a different paper and then it begins, and here you have a perforation to rip your pages off if you like. This is nice, and it's stitched together. I prefer a sketchbook binding like this, and the paper is a very thick paper. It has 300 GSM and it's cold pressed. It's a very rough structure, I have to say. But the structure looks very random. This is a good thing. I don't like it if the structure is too regular. So, okay, we have a very rough structure on this side. And here it's finer on the inside. So here is rough again. Here is one page, and this is the outside from the page. In other sketchbooks, which have two different sides, they are bound different. So you have one side rough, one side less structure. Then on this side you have the rough structure, and then again the less structure. And here they made it so you can paint a landscape if you like with the same structure on the paper. This I like a lot. And you have here a double page with the rough structure and a double page in the less rough structure. This is a good idea, Arrtx. I like that. So you can decide which paper you want to use today. I'm more the less structure and hot pressed person, but this is a very fine structure. I think this will be fun to work on. I will test them both. The only thing is this binding. It's good to lay your pages flat. This is the reason why they do this binding. But if you have less pages here than here, it's always like a step down. Now I want to see if this is the same paper from the small one. No, this is a hot pressed watercolor sketchbook, the small one, and I used it for the watercolor pencils from Arrtx to test them out, and it works really good with pencils. I never used it with normal watercolors. We have this wonderful sketchbook here and it looks awesome. It's a good paper. It's a very strong and thick paper. It feels good, it's cute, you have a bag for things. This is too much talking. I want to paint and you want to see what happens in the sketchbook, so let's do this. First, I wanted to test the very rough paper side, and I used Shadow Violet from Roman Schmall, which is granulating, to see more of the structure of the paper. I also used Gamboge and Quin Red to create a nice, colorful, random blobby background. The paper feels already very good. The granulation looks beautiful, and then after drying there were no blooms and harsh edges. This is a sign of a very good quality cotton paper. I used a lot of water here. I will use this background for another little artwork. The paper buckles a tiny bit. I have to clip it down, but this is normal, and because this paper is a good cotton paper, it will be flat again when it's dried. I'm already impressed about the paper quality, I have to say. I used another sketchbook to lay it under my left page. It worked very good like this. Then I sketched my idea for the spread with a color erase pencil from Prismacolor, which I always use right now. I started my artwork with a color wash for the first layer. I used Quin Red, Olive Green Light, Quin Gold, Gamboge and Ocean Blue in this whole painting. After I dried for a few hours, I painted the background dark with the ocean blue. As you can see, I'm using negative painting technique to let the foreground pop out, and it creates depth. I made a step-by-step tutorial for you using this technique. Perhaps you haven't watched it yet, so I will link it for you in my description, of course. This step always brings life and a special vibe in my paintings. I love to work like this. Okay, here I turned around the screen for you. Now you can watch the process better. For my painting flow, it was easier to turn the sketchbook around here. This step is also very meditative for me. I just have to paint around my sketch, and it's always this nice flowy feeling while I listen to a podcast or to music, and time goes by and I don't care about time then. now I painted the characters and all the other things going on in this painting. I was in my flow now, and in flow it's easier to make good decisions for my painting. In color choices and how things should look in detail. I have to say I had a very good time in the sketchbook. The paper impressed me a lot and the size is also very nice. It's very compact and fits in all my bags. I've seen that you can get these watercolor sketchbooks from Arrtx also in bigger sizes if you like, but all the others have the hot pressed paper, I guess. I will link you the sketchbook in my video description, of course, so you can purchase it if you want. I really have to test out the hot pressed paper with the normal watercolors as well. I want to know if this is as good paper as in the cold pressed sketchbook. I'll let you know when I know. But I remember I also liked it with the watercolor pencils when I tested them out in the little hot press sketchbook. These two cuties on the left have interaction with the creature in the right. I wanted to have a speech bubble, so I painted one without knowing what they could say. I thought about it for hours on this day, but I wasn't sure. Then I decided that the little one in the air should offer the creature a hat. The same hat both are wearing to join their club or something like that. So I painted one in its little hand. I tried to lift up the blue-green background first, but it wasn't possible. I don't know if it's because of the paint is too staining or the paper, or because I tried it after the paint was dried for hours. I don't know. Then I just layered the quin red on top. I liked the idea, but I still didn't know what to write in this speech bubble. Normally it's easy for me to find words for my creatures, but this time my head was so empty. I also was really tired these days. I slept not a lot this week. I asked my friends what could they say, and I got a few very good ideas. In the end, I gave them a mysterious language and created some letters which hopefully do not exist, so we never know what exactly the little ones say. But perhaps you have an idea. It would be so much fun to read your suggestions and what you believe is going on here in this scene. Please write your ideas in the comments. If you like, this would make me very happy. When I came back on the other day, I used mainly Arrtx Colored pencils to render this spread. I mostly use colored pencils on top of watercolor. This is why I prefer hot pressed watercolor paper, which is smooth compared to the cold pressed paper. On this less structured side of the cold press paper, the colored pencils work very good. There still is a fine grain, and you can see this in the texture the pencils make on it. I had no problems with my colored pencils and enjoyed the process. And I liked how it looked in the end. Enough grain for the granulation and less enough grain for nice lines of the colored pencils. I have to finish the other paper side as well with colored pencils, so I know how this looks in the end. But the video is already so long, I don't know if it will be in this video or if I upload it for my patrons. I already know what I will draw on this colorful background. I think this is what I will do. In the end, I'm totally in love with the sketchbook. I like this paper a lot and I like my cute artwork. I can recommend this sketchbook if you like to paint on cold pressed watercolor paper. For me as a hot pressed girl, I enjoyed working in it a lot. And for people who watch me a while, you know I'm very picky with my sketchbooks. I will use this sketchbook again soon. I hope this review was helpful for you. If you like to purchase one of them, keep in mind that this 5x5 to 5x5 inch one seems to be the only one of them with cold pressed paper. If you like, I could make a detailed review video of my smaller one with hot pressed paper. Then we all know if the hot pressed paper is as good as the cold pressed paper. Now I'm really curious about it. So this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and comment a mushroom emoji if you watched it until the end, so I know. Also subscribe if you like my content. Thank you so much for your support. Also a big thank you to my wonderful patrons. You are so amazing. Then let's have a closer look at this artwork together and have an awesome week, my friends. See you next time. Yours Tsunami.